Hello everyone and welcome back to the Andy Wilkins YouTube channel. Today I've decided to do something a bit unique, a bit geeky I know, but we're going to go straight into it. It is a tier maker or tier list for Power Rangers, because I thought since I'm watching Dino Fury I might as well give my opinions on each and every other season that has come along since. So yeah, let's get straight into it really. If you are new to the channel, please consider pressing that subscribe button with the notification bell on. It helps us, well, it helps me massively, as I'm on the road to 250 subscribers by June. So seriously, I appreciate all the support wherever. Yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed it, feel free to like it as well. Yeah, please note that all the opinions in this are of my own. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So we are here on tier maker, tier list, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to begin with MNPR. Now the thing is, I've sat through obviously MNPR seasons 1, 2 and 3 obviously, but at the same time I've also sat through Zyuranger, which was where MNPR got their original footage from for season 1 at least. Now I'm actually going to begin it off right now. I'm going to begin it off in C, because I don't think it's bad by any means. By all means, it could be a lot better, but you know, it's okay. You know, it's too episodic. It's too episodic. Unlike Zyuranger, where it was a serialized format and you felt continuity coming in throughout every episode, so to speak, or almost every episode. Alien Rangers, as much as I can knock it, it was good for the short amount of episodes it was. I do feel personally it would have been better had we actually had it that the Alien Rangers, like costumes, were used for the MNPR Rangers instead. It just would have felt a bit more genuine, a bit more better, but it wasn't as bad as what perhaps it could have been. Power Rangers Zeo, very, very good season. Not S tier by any means, but it's up there. As a very strong season, very solid. Turbo's a weird one, because it started off a bit like okay, and then you then had the mid-season change, and it just sort of meant that everything had to restart quite evidently. And as a result, by the time they finished it, it was good, but by no means was it perfect. So I think to an extent I'm probably going to give Turbo a D for that very reason, because it by no means isn't. Believe me, there are worse seasons. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it in C, because I think putting it in D would have been a bit too harsh. In Space, where do you want me to begin with this? It's perfect. It's an S tier. It really is an S tier. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And to be quite honest, it's equally as good as Mega Ranger, which in my opinion is just as brilliant. Lost Galaxy, where do you begin with Lost Galaxy? It's brilliant. I'm actually going to put it in S tier, because it's a season of like tragedy, but it's a season of tragedy done really quite well for that very reason. So I can't hate it for that very reason. Plus, it's a million times better than what Gingaman ever was. On to Lightspeed Rescue. It's a good season. It is a good season. I'm going to put it in A. How it manages to use the source material that it got, God only knows. But it's not that bad. You know, obviously I've seen better, but believe me, it wasn't bad by any means. Time Force, S tier. Like seriously, tell me something that I wasn't going to do. Time Force deserves S tier in the same way Time Ranger deserves S tier. It's just brilliant. And yes, Time Force did sort of rip off Time Ranger, but it's worth it on so many ways. Wild Force, where do I go with this? This is equally as depressing as Gale Ranger to an extent, but the thing is, it's the depressing side of it that I don't like. Otherwise, I would actually go, because of the depressing nature of it, I would go, screw it, I'm putting it in F. But the thing is though, aside from that though, it's not that bad. Like, except for it being relatively depressing, it's alright for a season. It's technically the last Saban era season to an extent, despite it technically switching hands over to Disney halfway through its run. I'm going to put it in C, because I have no real issues with it, so to speak. Ninja Storm, good season, solid. It's going in A. Dino Thunder. Alright, here's the problem I've got with Dino Thunder, is that basically half the cast want nothing to do with the fact they were in it, but half the cast obviously want something to do with it. The guy who played Ethan, I've forgotten his name. Him, Jeffrey Perazzo, who played Ethan, I think it was. And obviously Jason David Frank, if if I've butchered that name or if I've got it wrong, I apologise. Basically, them three want to do the show. It's the other two. Basically, it's the actor and actress who played Connor and Kira who basically want nothing to do with the show. And it's quite sad and depressing that they don't want nothing to do with it, because obviously, you know, because apparently the guy who played Dustin in Ninja Storm, he was a bit sort of embarrassed that he'd been part of like Ninja Storm. But the thing is, since Pure Magasiva died, basically he's sort of come to realise that, you know, the fandom that is there is a brilliant fandom, and as a result he's sort of welcomed it back into his life, so to speak, which is lovely for him, because for him it's a bit like, oh yeah, these were really good days, and I'm like, you know, credit to you there. The Dino Thunder, for me, it's good. It's a Dino season done very, very well, in all fairness. I'm going to put it in A, because I see no issues with it. Power Rangers SPD. SPD's going to go S. I don't care what anyone says. SPD, it was a good series, equally as good as Deca Ranger in my opinion. Mystic Force, aside from it being a very red-centric season, it does well. It really does well. I enjoy it. It's going in A. Operation Overdrive. Now, where do I put Operation Overdrive? Because it's a bit like, I want to put it in F because it's horrendous, but I've got to tell you this, the start of it was brilliant on all occasions. It felt unique. It felt different. It felt different with a purpose. And then lo and behold, you then get to like the halfway point of the season and it's horrendous basically. So I'm actually going to put Operation Overdrive in D, which tells you I'm not a fan of it, but believe me, it could have been a lot better. It could have also been a lot worse. Jungle Fury, going in S. I don't even have to go any explanation why I think it's S. It's a brilliant season. You have a redemption arc, character development is there. It's just brilliant in general. RPM, where do we begin with RPM? It's going in S tier, obviously. And I must admit here, for me personally, I feel gutted that we never got a Jungle Fury RPM crossover. And I think there could have been a way with it. I really do think there could have been a way with it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I know there was a Geki Ranger and Go Onja crossover, I believe. It's just gutting that we never used that stock footage for such a crossover. But then you got to remember, by the time Jungle Fury and RPM came along, Disney literally was like, look, here's a budget, do what the hell you want with it, we don't care, basically. And then lo and behold, you get to Samurai, which is just in its own sort of like little bit. Samurai, it tries but doesn't try hard enough. Mega Force, again, it tries but not hard enough. Super Mega Force, this is the easiest decision I've ever felt. F. Unlike Gokaiger, where they used the stock footage, Gokaiger was an anniversary season worth doing. Super Mega Force was the biggest insult to an anniversary season like ever, because they tried to sort of cut out like 15-16 years of footage to suit 19 years of Power Rangers. I'm being quite frank with you, it's horrendous for so many reasons. And the fact that, like Operation Overdrive with Tyson, I actually find Orion being the best character in that series, and I think that says a lot when your Sixth Ranger is the best Ranger going in a season, and they're not half the time in the cast for half as long as the main core cast. Dino Charge, realistically, Dino Charge isn't that bad. It could have been a lot better, but it lets itself down in season 2, so I'm gonna put it in A because I'm feeling nice. Ninja Steel, quickest F I've ever done. It's horrendous. The comic relief does not work. Victor and Monty being just horrendously awful in so many ways. There's a reason why it's not loved, because not just Ninja wasn't loved, or not that much anyway. I don't even know, it was just horrendous. Hyperforce, now technically yes, this is a season, yes, it's not been a televised season, but yes, I've watched the videos on YouTube. It's alright, I've got no issues with it. Could have been better, but it's not bad by any means. Beast Morphers, now being truthfully honest with you here, Beast Morphers made me want to cry. It was a good season. Minus 1 or 2 filler episodes, it was good. It's going in S tier. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is my tier list. Now, whether you agree with my decisions or not, I don't know. I I'm obviously keen to hear what you lot all think, because obviously, like, you know, I've got some controversial decisions. I think Dino Charge is worthy of an A spot, because don't get me wrong, it was never going to be as good as Koryuja. Let's be honest here, Koryuja is like the best Dino season, barring Rear Soldier, obviously, which is like the best Dino season. But where I would put Dino Fury right now, I'd probably put it in a solid C, if not A position. Probably an A position right now, given the direction it's going. You never say no to anything by any means. So yeah, that's it really. I do hope you have enjoyed this video. If you are new, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Like and obviously share, so this gets, you know, more people coming to it. But yeah, I hope you have massively enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making it, and I've been Andy Wilkins, and thank you very much for watching. So I'll see you all in the next one. So thank you and bye bye.